Alrighty, youngsters, we're closing out Chapter 8 with 8.4 overview. We're still looking at SOHCAHTOA with an introduction of the angles that are called the angle of depression and the angle of elevation, but nothing else changes. The setup of SOHCAHTOA remains the same, finding unknown angles by using the inverses of your trig functions is all the same, just some new problems to look at. So number 27, we are given this angle, and we're just simply going, that is our opposite side. We're also given this side length, which is the hypotenuse, OHO. So we're using sine. So sine of 35 is equal to x over 147. We cross multiply, bada boom, bada bing, on we go. On 28 is the first time we're looking at angle of depression. Now, angle of depression is equal to the angle of elevation. An angle of depression is simply when we're looking at horizontals. So we have a horizontal here I have done in a green dotted line, and down here we have a horizontal in green as well. So if we are rising from this solid green, that is called the angle of elevation. We're moving up. From the dotted line, if we're moving down, then that is called the angle of depression. As you can see, both of them are 19 degrees. Both of those opposite sides are going to be equal to x. So we can look at whatever triangle we want to. Very similar to the triangular sandwich you might be making at home, right? If we cut that along the diagonal, we've created two equivalent triangles. Very fun things to look at. And then the diagonal or the hypotenuse is 520 degrees. So we have our opposite, we have our hypotenuse, so we are using sine again. So sine of 19, our angle of depression or elevation, depending on what you use, is still equal to x over 520. Cross multiply, beep, boop, bobble, beep, we end up with 169.3 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry, not degrees, just angle measure, which was in yards. 29, more of the same here. So we have an angle of depression here of 32 degrees, or that is the same thing as our angle of elevation of 32 degrees. Opposite of that is 1,100 feet for the vertical, and we are looking for the distance of our adjacent. Oa, toa. Tangent is what we're using here. So tangent of that 32 degrees is equal to our opposite 1100 over we don't know. So far, we've always multiplied when solving this step. Here is when we're going to have to divide. So our known is on top, our unknown is on bottom. So that's a dead giveaway. So in order to solve this, we have 1100 divided by a tangent of 32 to give us our distance of our adjacent side there, which is rounded to 1,760. Moving on to 30. Here you see a new symbol. This is theta. It's a Greek symbol. It's just a variable. They could have used x here, but in moving up into Algebra 2, pre-cal, calculus, you're going to see theta, and it's just another variable. But it's typically used for angle measures, so get used to it. And so our theta is here. Our opposite side is 49. Our adjacent to that angle, toa. So tangent is what we're using. So we know our side lengths are 49 and 36, which means we're going to have to use the inverse of tangent, or the arc tangent. So tangent to the negative first of 49 over 36 is approximately 54 degrees. On to 31. Here, and as said below, our angle of elevation and depression are equal to each other. So we're simply taking these two angles, setting them equal to each other. Remember to distribute here, so you'll get 4x plus 36. We're solving for x, and I end up with 11. That is not where you stop. We need to plug this back in. And you could plug it into either one. It doesn't matter. So I plugged it into the 8x minus 8, so I get 88 minus 8, which is 80. 80 is the answer for the measure of angle E as well as D. And our final problem, 32. And so we have this blimp set up here, and here we're actually looking for the line of sight, which is going to be our hypotenuse. So our angle measure here, 19 degrees, either depression or elevation are here. Our opposite side is 300, and we're looking for this line of sight, which happens to be our hypotenuse. O, H, O. So we're using sine. Sine of 19 is equal to 300 over x. Once again, just like before, we are dividing here, not multiplying. So 300 divided by sine of 19, and we get 921.4. It's asking for the nearest hundred, not hundredth. So therefore, we're looking at the 2. The 2 does not make the 9 go up to 10 for 1,000. It goes down to 900 for your answer.